the opposite. They've gone from North America, then did an unbelievable European run, as we all know, and then went back to North America again for this season. So lots of change-ups. But what is eternal is Bob and his ramen. He will never finish that bowl, but will Oxygen be able to finish this series?
We'll never even finish that mouthful, just continually trying to get it down. And good luck to you, Bob. And good luck to these 6 players. Which one steps up now? Karmine Corp just about slowed down a little bit, but there was a period in that last game where all of these players were just tremendously quick. That is a mistake. Maybe the energy level's starting to drop. There's a miss as well. Somehow it's not gone in. It's hit the crossbar. First a mistake from Vatira, but Oxygen couldn't make the most of it.
But Vatira had to instantly land and then flip out the way. Otherwise, he was taking that shot. He was just putting that in. Archie, I don't know how he didn't get it, though. Maybe just a slight bump, a little touch. Maybe thought that Vatira was going to get it, so he tried to dunk him. Whatever happened, this game is still 0-0, despite that chance.
I've got a theory that Neo Tokyo is always, in a best of 7, is always the messiest game. It's where the energy levels start to drop. You know, you're on 6, you get through this one, then for 7, everyone rallies and they're playing well again. This is where we start to see a few mistakes creeping in. The energy has dropped. You know, it's intense. The amount of concentration these players have to do and the decisions they have to make over the course of a, hour-long series or so. But yeah, that's just my little theory.
I think your little theory is wonderful, mate, to be honest. And that shot was a little bit far from it. Somehow the saves coming in and the shots coming in from 4 different players on that. But pressure from Oxygen isn't yet finding back net of Karmine Corp. On the right wing, Archie's going to push forward with 53 boost. It falls to Oli, who just picked up that mid, and so this push can be speedy, but instead outsped by Itachi on that play. Archie heading towards the net, just asking a question of Astro. And I like those plays by players when they send it towards the net, just to remind them you cannot leave this open at any moment, by the way.
Archie's on the backboard. I wondered if he was going to get some sort of doomsday dish right there. For a second, it looked on. Not quite to be. The ball just wasn't quite there. The angle's not quite right. In case he now have a little bit of control.
Only pre-jump.
Yeah,
that's what he was doing earlier on in the series, what he was doing back in the Swiss. That is how you know that he is playing confidently, because his read of the game, to me, just seems second to none. Whenever he's going for those pre-jumps, it's because he's confident he's going to get the ball.
Itachi's going to win this race. But you know what's going to challenge him at all? It's going to be Joris. He's waiting for him to hit it. Quite a few examples of that so far as that team pinch comes in. You were mentioning it, mate. It's the meta. It's the new future. We're going to see one of those. I don't know what corner at some point.
I don't know why now. I don't know now why it's suddenly becoming a bit of a meta, but I like it. I'm here for a good pinch. And going to the top corner, Archie's able to save that one away. Vatira, the pretty decent shot halfway through this game. Still 0-0. Oli bouncing it off that corner with Vatira to send it long, and Jorius to shut it down in the midfield, but Archie is up and will be taking over that defense.
It's definitely a more defensive game than the last one. There's a lot of clean shots and clean saves from having one, maybe even 2 players from the goal line trying to keep it out. Who's going to be the first to break through that? KC have to make something happen. Oxygen at least have a couple of chances if they lose this game.
He's on his own.
About to put Oxygen in the lead. He was completely stranded, and he scored it.
In the sky, flying solo, Archibald. There's a bump coming in, I think, from Oli on Exotic. Vatira then had to cover up somewhere. But that team play, just seeing that Archie is able to go for a double, then Oli immediately committing to go for the bumps, it's exactly what Archie needed. Otherwise, that was definitely being defended.
Oh, Exotic, maybe a pinch, lining itself up. KC needs to score. They have to get back into this game in order to stay in the series, in the grand final, in the tournament. Itachi is close down. That one could be going all the way in. I think it is. It's 2-0 from nothing.
On our first Neo Tokyo of the day, we are seeing these plays that come out from Archie, the double goal. And just, as he said, just seeing it land right next to Vatira, you think maybe he can get to it. Maybe he's able to get a flick over. Instead, he fakes away from that ball, isn't able to get any touch. And what a play from Archie, just to identify it's open. We said earlier, they just kept punching that net, kept saying, you cannot leave this open, we're going to be scoring. And yet, despite those warnings, they were not heeded.
Jorius, whom with Archie spent so long looking for their third player. Eventually, they discovered that Oli was staring them in the face that whole time. Jorius' fellow Dutchman. We had Holland versus Spain at the start of this one. The Dutch are taking over the scene, it would seem, at least in EU, if they can keep this one going. Archie's up, the Englishman, the lone one left. He clears it as long as he possibly can. Itachi's there in the corner. It was his mistake that led to Oxygen's first goal. Normally so dependable. Karmine Corp looking like a busted flush? Perhaps not. None of this sinks in. Exotic shoots! Archie gets the save again! Exotic still keep... Oxygen still keep themselves with a clean sheet.
Archie, the man of the minute. The double tap over. Vatira wanted to go for that triple in the end, but saved away again by Archie. He has been phenomenal. The legwork he has given forward for Oxygen against KC is otherworldly. And the bump from him secures the third, and Jorius gets on the score sheet.
Look at this, Archie's just bouncing around, causing havoc everywhere he goes. Get out the goal, Itachi. No chance even for a mistake this time. Archie's not having it. Jorius has given Oxygen the 3-0 lead. Surely these last 40 seconds are their victory lap. It could be another Jorius towards Archie. Archie's just waiting, swallowing up so much time, Stumpy.
Slowing the ball down, and it just starts to set in, I think, for Oxygen as an org, for the players. The last time we saw Jorius here was back in Winter Regional 1 last season. That's the last time he was even in a grand final, let alone winning. Archie, it has been since Full Regional 3 last year. And Oli, he has never tasted the victory of a regional championship. And yet, alongside Oxygen, he will be doing it. Jorius, Oli, and Archie are your inaugural European champions.
As soon as this ball doesn't even touch the floor, it goes in. A finish with a flourish for Oxygen. Wow, what a start for them. What a beginning for this team. Finally, we see one of these regionals, Stumpy, not be won by BDS or Moist. And it's Oxygen Esports that managed to see it away. What a team this is. We debated Spain versus the Netherlands at the start. The Netherlands have just taken a massive step forward.